So did you know that research has actually found that women who get adjusted whilst they're pregnant and, have chiropractic care, they are more likely to have an easier birth and also a shorter delivery time? How amazing is that? So for anyone, if this is your first video watching, my name is Sophie. I'm one of the chiropractors at our Practices Summit Chiropractic. I actually work in the Hemel practice, and I am also lucky enough to be a mother of 2 children. So I just wanted to come on here today and just share a little bit about my personal experience and also what I see from the women that I have adjusted over the years and how that has helped them and affected them, and why this is just such an important topic to speak about. So I have actually suffered with migraines and headaches for a very, very long time. I've now been a chiropractor, it's coming up 11 years, and chiropractic has drastically changed that for me. And that's something we typically see day in, day out. People coming in with neck issues, neck discomfort, aching to the shoulders, poor posture, back pain. And it's something that we are definitely known for. We know that chiropractic can help these types of things. However, I don't think many people know that chiropractic care can actually help women through pregnancy, and also can actually help babies and children. And a lot of my clients, even who have been seeing me for a long time, are surprised that chiropractic can help children and can help babies. It's really such a fantastic thing, though. Again, why I want to be sharing with you today. So I was very lucky and fortunate to be adjusted throughout both my pregnancies and was fairly comfortable during both. And I actually had 2 home births, and again, very lucky to say that everything was fine and everything went as well as it could, really. But from my experience, not just talking to my clients, but also family members, friends who have had babies, I'm very aware that this isn't actually the norm. We believe it is because, of course, babies are being born all the time, right? So we just think that everything is fine and smooth sailing. And because, we're not in that day and age of the serious complications happening so frequently, and also if complications happen, we live in a world now where things can actually be handled and dealt with. So I think this topic of conversation isn't spoken about enough. And that is that so many people who give birth are actually undergoing a lot of trauma. It's not necessarily smooth and, as easy as what perhaps it could possibly be. And that's the key message here, really. There is actually an alternative, and it can be very traumatic for the baby being born, and it can also be very traumatic for the mother. A lot of mothers are almost, in a way, without sounding too over the top here, are a little bit put off by even having another, because they've had such a traumatic experience. And that can really range in terms of what's happened physically, but a lot of the time it's that emotional scar which it leaves. And again, why this is important is that actually does have an effect on the baby. Something we don't think about, but again, it's sort of been spoken about. It's been shown that, restrictions in the spine can start from that birthing process. So as early as when we're born, we can start to have changes in our spine, and we may not notice them. Babies don't tend to have pain as such, but that can be the start of something which then builds and builds and become a problem, perhaps later on down the line. So this is why it is important that babies and children, they do get their spine and their posture checked. I mean, if we think about kids these days, they're exposed to a lot more technology. So sitting on computers, sitting on phones, looking down, putting pressure and stress on the neck, the shoulders, the rounding of the shoulders, that hunch position. And that can have an impact on their health later on down the line. It can be the start of something which then actually causes symptoms, causes pain. And we all have heard of that saying, right? Prevention is key, right? Prevention is better than cure. So we know that if we can start to make some small changes when we're a bit younger and keep those healthy habits going, that's normally a lot easier than trying to implement a drastic change when perhaps a lot of damage has already been done. So I always say to people, if you have a child